Hi, today we'll be discussing in the introduction section of the research paper. This introduction is the first section of the text paper. It supplies sufficient background information to allow the reader to understand and evaluate the results of the present study without need to refer to previous publications on the topic. It also provides the rationale for the present study. Much of the introduction is written in the present tense. As we know, a good beginning makes a good ending. So we should have a good introduction. Introduction in scientific articles is the entrance gate that introduces the paper to attract attention and create urge to the readers, reviewers, and peers to read further sections of the manuscript. Now let's discuss what should be included in the introduction section. Basically, it contains three distinct themes in separate paragraphs. Firstly, we mentioned about the broad information on the topic. We then narrow down the information and try to find the existing problem and focus on hypothesis. Then finally, we mentioned about the purpose of your research work. In the very first paragraph, we give sufficient background information on the global scenario and local scenario or the national context of the present research work, what has been done previously and what information that we have in hand before we are going to carry out our research work. Then we try to identify the research problem or research gap after doing a thorough literature review on the topic. During the literature review, we try to find what information we have in hand at the present context, what are in favor of our research, what are controversies, and what is the knowledge gap, and what are the unsolved issues. Then we try to identify all the problems that need to be researched and solved. And in the last paragraph, we mentioned about the aim of the study and how we plan to solve the existing problem and the relevance of your work. Coming to the literature review, a literature review is a critical look at the existing research that is significant to the work that you are carrying out. It tries to look for these studies with positive results, or sometimes the literature can have mixed findings or inconclusive finding, or sometimes findings can be opposite to what we are going to study. It helps to identify research gap. While writing introduction, we follow the inverted triangle. First, we mention about the wider or global scenario of the present information, those information that we have in hand at current status. Then we try to mention about the informations that we have present in national or in the regional context. From this global and national scenario, we try to identify the problem, identify the research gap, identify what is unsolved issues. Then we try to formulate or deep dive down into the research aim. This is a good example of a properly written introduction. This article has been published in a renowned journal. Here, they have first mentioned about the wider global overview of the situation. Then they have mentioned on the national or regional context. Then they identified the research gaps, research problems, and formulated the aim of the research. Remember, every journal have their own format, so read them carefully before your submission to the any journals. 89% of the cause of initial rejection is because of format errors. So follow the journal instructions. In summary, introduction should be written in inverted triangle. Follow the journal instructions for the format issues. First, mention the broad information on the topic. Mention about the uh, controversies. the information which favors our studies, then narrow down the background, mention what is the existing problem, then lastly mention need for the study, purpose of the study, and relevancy of your work. Thank you.